So we are going to begin the presentation about Portuguese India. This is a subject to collect very unusual. Most of people don't know the details of the stamps of Portuguese India. Portuguese India was in the west coast of the big continent of India, Goa in the south, the main territory. In the north of Bombay, it was the territory of Daman. And in the Gujarat, you have Diu, the smallest territory. This was the three parts of the Portuguese colony. The big British India has stamps since 1854, but we have no stamps. We have some commercial relations with British India, and the government in Lisbon decided, our King Dom Luís in Lisbon decided in 1869 that our distant colony of Goa should have stamps. If you ask me why they have stamps, they need to have stamps in Goa, I don't know, but probably, not sure. Probably the commercial relations, maybe because the British India had stamps, and we have to correspond between Goanese and other regions of British India. And so our King Dom Luís decided to nominate a new governor. The governor, it was the Viscount of San Januário, that it was in Goa for a year, then he went to Macau. He departed from Lisbon with that mission, with a new Secretary General. He went to Goa, arrived to Goa, and began the reform of post office. The post office was a little disorganized. He arrived and put the most important departments together to build a new post office. So it was necessary to print stamps. It was completely new to Goa, for Goa to have stamps. He chose a military that was a brilliant engineer to design the stamp. And after the design of the stamp, that is similar to the stamps of some Indian states, he decided to call for an iron maker to build the iron, the die. The die, unfortunately, was of a poor quality because there are no technology to put the iron in good conditions to print the stamps, and they managed to build a die, and with this die they put the die in the ink and in the sheets, and they one by one, printing one by one, and then they print a complete sheet of 100 stamps, printed one by one, probably with the grid, so the the stamps could be aligned. And in the second step, the sheet and the frame completed, the denomination value would be applied in the second step. So it was an ingenious way to print a stamp because they used the black ink for 10 rays, the red ink for 20 rays, the blue ink for 40 rays, the 100 rays in blue, and in yellow the 200 rays. When the post office needed more stamps of 20 rays, so they used the same die, and with red ink they print 20 rays with red ink. They print a new sheet of 100 stamps and went to the post office to be sold. So this is a cheap way to print stamps. In this collection, we assembled the most important and unique stamps and covers, complete blocks, complete sheets, rare material from very important collectors as Ferrari, Hind, Garcia, that are printed in the catalogs that were sold as an example by the Ferrari in 22 in Paris. Ferrari was a big collector that owns a fantastic collection. He was a very rich collector, liked very much stamps, and it was the big collection was considered un prix de guerre, and the stamps were sold to pay the expensive war between Europe and Germany. So we have all the collections, some difficult pieces are the first, let's see the first frame. They use in the first issue thin paper, not suitable to print the stamps, and after 1 month these stamps were exhausted because in Goa they accept very well the use of stamps, and the 10 rays, 20 rays, especially the standard rates sold very well, and after a month everything was sold out, and the quantity of 10 rays, 20 rays were so small. As an example, we have here the 10 rays was printed in 10,000 copies. The 20 rays, 20,000 copies, and the other less, much less. So these 10 rays and 20 rays in mint conditions are very, very difficult to find. We have 3 examples of 10 rays in thin paper, but only one in 20 rays, the red one over there, because we have studied this for a long time, and we have all the catalogs of selling, important sellings, and the 20 rays in thin paper and thick paper are really very difficult to find. After, you can, during during 71 to 88, these dyes were out, and it was needed to reopen other dyes along the years, and with only these dyes, all the stamps were made one by one, as in Lisbon, the Dom Luís embossed was produced. It was made during these 16 years, several issues, until the end of, in 88, when the last issue was produced. During many years, the last issues were considered between 83 and 85, but it was not the really true. We found in the archives documents that revealed that in 88 was produced the last issue, and now the people that produce the catalogs must change that for the future. Not to prolong the presentation, we are going to show you the most important pieces. So we have the thin paper, the large block recorded of thin paper, the 20 rays. You have here the pairs of 100 rays. The only pairs. The only pairs. The 20 rays, the 200 rays and 100 rays. This is the thin paper. This is the thick paper. We have only one example of 10 rays in thick paper, because they are very, very rare. A fancy letter from the Mão with the Lausanne cancellation with the number 13. The only one cover recorded with 200 rays sent from Nova Goa, Panjim to Macau. It was the rate, 200 rays from Goa to Macau. And continuing, we can show here the only one recorded stamp of this issue with the value missing. This is reproduced in the catalog of Ferrari, and it has a very interesting owner, previous owners, excellent provenance. Another fancy letter from Bassain in the north of Goa. The largest block recorded 40 rays. Those tete bêche, as the stamps were printed one by one, the tete bêche arrived. So we have the largest block recorded of 100 rays that was used for registration. At your right side, the only letters recorded with 100 rays. No covers for 300, 600, and 900 are recorded. In here, the only complete sheet recorded in 1873. Before, we don't have any a complete sheet recorded. Those important tetbesh, year of 10 reis, mint, and this is the unique tetbesh used from Ferrari also. In this frame, we have the famous and unique 600 reis inverted, denomination rate inverted, belong to Ferrari. The large block of 900 reis, belonging also to Car George. Large blocks, registration letters. This discovery is the highest rate in Portuguese India. Very interesting because it has 16 stamps of 20 reis and the denomination value for British India, because as you know, in Goa and British India, it was necessary both kind of stamps. Some more examples. In 1877, they changed the die again, as Eduardo told. They changed the dies, die 1 and die 2, 60 times to print all the stamps from 1871 to 88. And in 1877 they put a star. In Goa, in the archives, they only classify it in without star until 1877 and with a star after 77. All this collection almost is published in our book, edited by the Royal Philatelic Society, that is here in exhibition. And meanwhile, we have acquired some or another not very important piece. So we can go to the last frames to show you the largest blocks, complete sheets, overprints, because in Goa the stamps are always exhausted. They needed always stamps to print, to put in the letters, and become the part of the stamps that were overprinted. 5 in 10 reis, 5 in 20 reis, and the currency changed here. So we began with 1.5, and in 20 reis and 10 reis, always with bigger blocks. And in this last frame, what you have of importance, the 4.5 in 40 reis, blue, in yellowish paper, the six reis on 100 reis, green, the largest block recorded of meio reis in 10 reis, another tetbesh, a block of tetbesh with 4 stamps being the tetbesh, a block. This is the only one we know. A block of 4 stamps with 1 stamp in tetbesh. In the last 2 issues, we found that catalogs are not correct. So they are all these two issues classified as printed in 83, 85, but we found that the stamps with serifs were printed in the last year of 1 of May 88, and with no serifs between 83 and 85. And I think not too long, we can show the most important things about this collection. This collection, it is not possible to reproduce because all the good material and exclusive material are in this collection. And thank you for this opportunity to present our a collection that we like very much.